Still no suspension.
It's getting there, Matchew. We're almost there.
Almost.
What is up, boys and girls? Tonight on Project AP1 S2000, we are going through the last bit of non-serviceable suspension components. Tonight we are going to be changing the rear ball joints on the control arms for Ballade Sports 15mm extended ball joints. So here we have a side-by-side of both axles with the hubs attached because we had already disconnected all the control arms for pressing all the bushings out. Non-serviceable bushings like you saw Matchew showing you. And putting in Ballade's spherical bushing kit. Here is the OEM rear ball joint here. And here is the extended 15mm one that Ballade Sports makes.
But Quinn, why would we want the extended ball joints?
That's a great question, Matthew. Thank you for asking. So the 15mm extended ball joint increases the roll center. And what that's doing is it's lengthening the distance between the upper and lower control arm. By doing so, it gives the shock more range of travel. So when you lower the car, you're compressing the shock a little bit. This is correcting that, giving the shock full travel. And why do you want that? Because especially on a car like the S2000 where the handling is edgier, going over bumps while cornering, as if you lose shock travel, right, and you're cornering hard, you're getting close to limited grip, if there's unevenness in the pavement, if there's a bump or whatever, the rear tire will lose contact with the tarmac and you will start to slide. And in the case of the S2000, especially in AP1 where you have that toe-in, which we're installing arms to correct some of that toe-in and get rid of it, that makes for a very dangerous situation. Maybe I'll drop the video again of me almost crashing at Thompson. Here you go. See if I can get him. Oh boy, I was gonna say, let's see if I get him with some late trail braking. That just upset the car. Undesirable. We do not want that in the car. We want to feel confident while cornering, high speed, and being on the brakes and being able to just adjust the car's angle at will via gas and brake, not for external factors. We don't want bump steer, snap oversteer dictating where we're placing the car. So these are a pain in the ass. Not gonna lie, it's not fun, but they're doable. We figured out a method to do it. We're gonna show you the cliff notes from it real quick, but the first step is to just take the axles and hubs off and remove the brake rotors from them. And this is probably a little bit easier than undoing the axle nuts themselves, because a lot of times the axles are seized and you got to press them out, and I just didn't want to. We're just trying to get through this and get everything back on the car.
Half the time you mushroom the ends of the.
You mushroom the ends of the axle nut. Yeah, it's just depending on how bad they are in there, but usually you can get them out if you have a press. We have our trusty Harbor Freight press here, but so once these are removed, and we're going to show you this in a second. Well, actually, I don't even know if we're going to show this to you. Should we show them? We'll show them.
To remove?
To remove it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We're going to clamp it. You need a bench press, or not bench press, bench vise. We're going to clamp the hub in there, knuckle. Around.
Yeah, that was surprisingly easy. That was definitely the best method. That's why we already did one.
Yep, and we're going to remove the rubber boot. There's a spring clip on it. Remove the rubber boot, and you need to get a socket, a deep socket that fits around it. And we'll show you the next step from there.
Let's get started.
Let's do it. Okay, kids. So I'm just taking a screwdriver, gonna pry in here and get this guy starting to come off. This is probably not the best screwdriver because I broke the tip off of it. Just like so.
This is just so you get a better seat with the socket that we were using.
Correct.
To push it out.
Pull the boot right off and just wipe off the excess grease. So we're gonna take our deep socket and we're gonna get it to press right on here so it's stable. Okay, next we're going to take a deep socket. This one is a 27mm cobalt. Now, I will say, you may be able to get this if you got the appropriate size ball joint cups, but what you're not seeing right now is the other side of this arm. It's all cast and it's not smooth. There's no flat surface to really catch a ball joint cup on the other side of it. So that's why we kind of abandoned trying to get this with the press and a ball joint tool. So with the knuckle here clamped in the bench vise, and that boot removed, we're just going to take this and give it a couple good whacks to get it out.
And it does hit it down on the vise.
Yeah, we're gonna have to reset.
Yeah, we got it started, and then we actually just used this as like a cup itself when we actually got it to come out.
Right.
Like we clamped it.
Put my hand right here.
Yeah.
Oop.
Yeah. So once it comes out a little bit, we can.
Well, you could see it starting to come down.
Yeah. Tighten it a little bit.
Go ahead and loosen.
I thought we were gonna lay it on top though.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So now it's started.
Yeah.
So now we can kind of use this as a. A little more. Go ahead.
In.
Yeah, about right there. All right, Matthew, I'm gonna need you to hold this though. So now,
Yeah.
now that we got it pushed out a little bit, we're resting on the lip. Matthew's getting some gloves. Right there. So much fun.
Switching between filming and working on cars is always fun.
Okay, ready?
Yep. There it goes.
Okay, it's out. Throw some grease in the inner lip. Are you filming me? I'm gonna take your mud butter from the old ball joint boot. Come here, Matchew. We cleaned up the surface in here, and the reason you want to do that is because these need to seat down as far as possible because these take a C-clip. The factory ball joints do not. So I'm just greasing up the inner eraser. And we're gonna head on over to our press. All right, so we got our ball joint ready to get pressed. We're gonna use our handy dandy piece of pipe that we use for the other stuff on this project.
What size is that? It's a 2-inch outer diameter.
Yeah, 2-inch OD.
What are 35 millimeters something?
We got a long deep socket here. So I'm gonna hold this in the press. God, I got the rest of this.
You gotta tip it up.
Yep.
Okay. Do you have to adjust? You do.
Oh, we're hitting the screw right there. Yeah, if you could just go up just a hair,
How many hairs?
like a millimeter. Right there.
Ready?
Yep. Just go slow. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the hydraulic press channel.
There's a hydraulic press channel.
Yeah, dude just squishes stuff.
And then we're gonna install our C-clip in there.
C-clip goes right in there.
See how tight it is?
Yep. Quinn, we're done taking ball joints out of the S2000.
I can't believe it. I never thought I'd see this day come.
Well, will it ever drive?
Okay, so the Ballade supplies the C-clips with it. Just get yourself a pair of snap ring pliers. This is kind of a big stretch to get this over the whole assembly here. Watch your eyes. Always wear eye protection too. Pro tip. You gotta kind of stretch it and work it over at the same time.
Big snap ring like that?
You have to grab it with channel locks.
Just give it a little tappy.
Little taparoonie.
Tap, tap, taparoo.
And get that seated in there. Okay. Easy peasy, huh?
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
That's all you have to do to get your suspension on your S2000 up to stump.
How many nights have we spent doing this?
Too many. I would have had an entire Miata done. Like,
Yeah, I was just gonna say
month
that.
ago.
Like, how didn't we start about the same time? Like, I took the Exoset back to my house, and then you put the S2000 up on the lift around the same time.
probably this is like not intuitive.
Yeah, I mean, we only spent like a few hours once a week.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's like you need that group effort because otherwise you don't have the motivation to come out here and muck around with this.
Yeah.
But we did it. It's all done. Now,
You just have to install shiny new parts.
it's the fun part, which is like installing and seeing everything come together. So that's going to be a lot of fun. This looks nice, like laying out on the floor. You guys probably can't see this on camera right now.
It's pretty wide. It might be able to see some of it.
Yeah, so we're just going to start bolting stuff on, and that will be the last part of the technical
Yeah, then we got to get an alignment.
part of 8 Project Human. We'll walk you guys through the alignment. I'll show you what I get for specs and what I want. I'm thinking a lot of front camber. I want at least a degree and a half split from front to rear camber.
Yeah, that should be good.
Yep.
You probably want them a little closer than like a Miata though, right? Just because of, well, I don't know, all this is corrections. It should be,
I don't think
it's not going to toe in anymore. And you know,
I think if anything, like having at least well, let's just say a degree, right?
Yeah.
1 degree camber split. And this is probably not for all out grip, just so you guys like know.
yeah, I've noticed a difference after a track day. The graining of my slicks, like because I have like almost no negative camber in the rear.
Yeah.
It's graining on like the outside. Is that correct?
Oh, really? The outside shoulder's wearing?
Yes. Because I don't have enough negative camber in the rear. The outside of the tires.
How much camber did you settle at?
It's at like a little less than 1.
Oh, I'm going to go more than that.
Yeah, I probably should go. I'm going to get some adjustable arms so I could change it.
I think like -1.2 to 1.5 in the rear. I'll ask Alex what he thinks. He's going to tell me. He's going to give me a setup for all out grip. I know it, but I want a good split of front to rear camber. So it's probably going to be like 3 degrees in the front.
Yeah,
And then
I think that most cars, like if you want to, you need at least 3.
Yeah, and then probably like 1.5 to 2 in the rear.
Yeah.
Two. If we do 1 front, 2 in the rear, that should probably be pretty good. Or 1.8 in the rear.
It'll still oversteer.
Oh, it's always going to oversteer. I want it predictable.
Yeah.
I want it fun.
Nice breakaway.
Should we do a wager? What if this thing handles better than the NB? Did I just get rid of the NB? It's like done. I'm all done. Because there's not much that's like left keeping me on that car. Well, if we rotary swap it.
If you put the rotary in it,
If the rotary's cool, which is supposed to be coming back this month, we'll see.
Then you can give me the ITB motor and I'll put it in my car.
No, we give away.
Dude, you put that post up today.
They
Of your
talked.
ITB car.
They all were talking. They said they want a giveaway.
How about a turbo NA?
That's been done.
I just want.
How many people
ITB
have
car.
185 wheel horsepower all motor?
I want that to be me.
BP, nobody. Well, you can buy some
I'll
tickets
buy
for the
some.
giveaway.
Is that a conflict of interest?
Of course it is, and if you win, it's going to look super scoundrel. So that's it, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning
We're just
in.
rambling now
we're
at this
going off
point.
here. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. Let us know. If you have a better method of doing this, throw it in there. I'm not doing this again. Let's just put that out there. But if somebody else coming and watching this video, they're looking for a method to do it. If you got a method, throw it in there. Maybe it'll help them out. So that's it. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you guys in the next one. Good night.
Done.